everyone, Sue here again. I haven't done a video for a few days. All my videos are late anyway. This is the 18th, Sunday the 18th of June, and it's about 10:15 and I've just come out, fed the chickens. Need to clean them tomorrow. Oops, marching off over there, the pheasant is. Always notice that the chickens... Anyway, we had to go to Aberystwyth yesterday. Really early in the morning. Right, we were there at 7:30 AM because I had to have an MRI scan. That was interesting. Never had one of them before. Can't say I ever want to have one again. It's a really weird experience. Yeah, had one of them. And then we went to Aberystwyth just for a walk about. There's a lot of bugs out, and someone bought me some nice jewellery for my birthday, which is in 2 days' time, so that was nice. So thank you, baby. Yeah, my potatoes here have got flowers on. I'm in the pond area, and I'm just looking around at the minute at all my poor gladiolus that are laying down still. What I think I might do is actually take the time to make some little stakes for them with just some little twigs, and just try and stake some of them, because a lot of them are laying down and they're not going to grow like that. They're going to grow all weird and bent, so I better try and sort them out. Either that or cut them, but some of them are bent from beyond where I want to cut them. Some of them might be alright if I cut them. Like this one. I'll show you, because it's a bit of a disaster, because it did rain a lot. It was a massive thunderstorm yesterday when we got back. It was nice all day. It did rain, belted down last night, but luckily we were all indoors by then, so it didn't matter. So all my plants outside have been watered, which is great, especially on this pond here. Let me show you. Just taken out some potatoes at the edge here, the rocket here. Here are the leaves to prove it. There they are. And here are the potatoes I just took out of that one little row of potatoes. I'm only going to do that today. I'm not going to try and dig them all up at once. Here we are. Look how many potatoes we got. Might just get rid of that one because that's a bit green. But the rest... Look at that. Look how many potatoes I got from that one little clump, one little row of potatoes, which were like 1, 2, 3, 4 potatoes. That's how many I got. These are called rocket. Never had these before, so we will segregate them into bigger potatoes and smaller potatoes. That's green. You can cut that bit off though, don't worry. It's because some of these were near the surface, so I didn't get round to earthing them up really, because they grew so quick. That's what happens if you don't... I mean, I'd only dig them like a little, tiny little shovel, a hand shovel, and then that's how deep I dig them, and then occasionally they might get a load of bedding put on top of them, but if that doesn't happen, then they don't get covered up again. But you can see there's no potato there. I just want to make sure I get the ones that are exposed. I'm not going to take the rest out because, well, I'll have to go and get a bag and then have to store them in the down in the cellar, so it's cool down there and dark. Because you've got to put them in. What I do is I use the food bags from the chickens, which are brown paper, and which are the same as potato sacks, basically, what they used to put potatoes in. And then I put the potatoes in there, but then you have to keep them cool and in the dark, so they don't go green. So the best place for me to put ours is down in the cellar. So once I harvest all of these, I will have to put them in the cellar. I can't have them upstairs in the kitchen, because if the light gets to them, they all grow green. So you have to keep them in the dark. So that's the reason why you keep your potatoes earthed up, to stop the light prevent the light getting to them. But in my case, I only earth them up once or twice maybe. These ones have only been earthed up once, and it's been so dry that I've only earthed them up once, so I'm going to have to earth them up again. And earthing up just means putting a bit of mulch around the bottom of them so that the potatoes don't rise up to the surface, basically. That's what it means, I think. I think that's what it means. I see people doing it with great big mounds and stuff, but I've never ever done my potatoes like that. It just seems like really hard work. I just put them in with one little spade, you know, hand spade. I'm not talking about a big spade. I don't do any digging. This is no dig beds. So hand spade, make a little hole, pop the potato in, cover it up, let it grow. Then put some like bedding over it, hay, whatever, over it, and then let them grow through that. Then maybe do that a couple of times. That's what I do. I've always grown my potatoes that way, and I've never had any problem with them. I've never done heavy work, digging trenches and all of that. I've never ever done that. And when I had all my potatoes down this end, they grew perfectly well, never had any issues with them. They're really good for breaking up the soil, which is why I'm doing them in this bed this year, and that bed there, breaking up the soil. I had squash in there last year, and then next year I'm going to put them down that end, where I'm putting in those no-dig beds, and I will make 3 of those potatoes. Because I've got 3 different kinds of potatoes in here. I think why? It's only me and Simon. I have to give some away when my daughter comes. She'll have to take some potatoes back with her. Because I think we will be like way too many potatoes. But, you know, I have them for the whole year. You know, if you look after them, they should last the whole year. Make sure you don't put manky potatoes in with your potatoes. Any that are damaged, eat those first. Don't ever put any that with skins broken in your potato bag, because it will make the whole lot go rotten. A bit like the squashes. I mean, I've still got 4 squash that I grew last year, and Simon told me that he doesn't really like squash. So I grew all them squashes last year, and they grew so well over here, and then I find out he doesn't really like them, so I'm not growing them again. So I've got some courgettes. So I could bring the courgettes back over here like I did last year. I had the courgettes growing in that bed. I've got 3 courgettes. I might bring them over, you know, because they're in a bag. I was going to grow them in that, but I might actually just dig some holes and pop them in there with some manure. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and get those because they really need to be put out. Yeah, I think we'll go over here. We'll test this soil, see how... Shouldn't be too hard, but we did have the squash in here last year. Yeah, it's not that hard. We'll break it up a little bit with a fork. And we'll just bung the squash in here. There's enough room for 3 squash in here. Not squash, courgettes. I'm not growing squash. God, so 3 courgettes in this bed. That's what we're going to do. The same as last year, we had 3 courgettes in this bed. So we're going to do the same again and put the courgettes in this bed. That'll get rid of them out of the bags. I was going to grow them in the bags around the other side, but we've got all these beds spare, so I might as well use them. In this one here, I'm going to turn this into a big bed. I want to put those mahonia and the trees in here. They're going in this bed. I'm going to make it sort of round, like a roundish bed. That's what I want to do there. Oh wow, the sun's come out. It's really hot. Anyway, so we've harvested some potatoes, so that's really good. I've still got to process my peas indoors. It looks like I'm going to have to take another lot of purple sprout and broccoli. The reason why I'm taking it so quick is, look, it's because it's trying to bulk some of it and go and seed. So I need to take the heads off really quick, and then so it keeps growing. But it should have had a really good water last night. I have watered it loads. This end looks alright. I think we're still going to get quite a few harvests from that. And then down in here, yeah, this is some more broccoli, I think. Oh, we've got to take these weeds out. They're doing really well. But actually they keep the soil from drying out. It's sort of like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other at the moment, because the soil is so dry. There's stray potato. The soil is so dry. I think I might just take the ones, if you look, the cabbages, these are cauliflowers. They seem to be doing better with these weeds in here, because they're keeping the soil moist. And that's what we need. These cabbages are looking all right now. So these are the white cabbage. They're actually looking all right. The ones around the edge have died. I knew some of them would die. That's inevitable, that some of the things are going to die. I think in here with these cabbages, I'm actually going to put some flowers. I'm going to sow some flowers in here. The only trouble is, if I put flowers in here, the bees won't be able to get to them, because I've got to keep them covered up. Anyway, we got potatoes. We've got potatoes. Look at them. Aren't they lovely? They look like really nice potatoes. So all you do, don't wash these. You don't even have to take dirt off. Just make sure they're not damaged. Use any damaged ones. Store the rest in a bag. Right, that one's got a little hole in it, so I would use that one. But a lot of them are alright, and I think a lot of those in there are probably fine. Yeah, over the course of this week I will get these all out. But there's no rush, so I don't need to rush to do anything. You know, I'm not making my garden like a tedious job that I'm going to resent in the end. Yeah, I need to stake the poor little gladdies. Oh, we've got bees. Yeah, what I'm going to do is try and find some little sticks and see if we can stake some of the gladdies. If not, I will cut them. In fact, I might cut them anyway. It might be easier than trying to stake them all, because the sticks might just get blown over anyway. We'll leave some of them. Some of them look all right, but some of them are really laying down, and I think they could do with a bit of help. So we'll go and do that. We'll do that, and then they'll come back next year. If I get a few of them come up, that'd be fine. They don't all have to come up this year, but at least I actually got the bulbs in, which was my main thing. But thinking about it now, I should have just put the bulbs straight in the ground, but it doesn't matter. I'm just making my life difficult, aren't I, by sprouting the bulbs first and then putting them in the ground. I just wanted to make sure that they would all come up, and they did. So we know that all the bulbs are all right, but next year I won't be doing this again. This is a one-off. Next time I buy bulbs in the autumn, I'm just going to put them straight in the ground. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let's go, because we're waffling on, and we're not getting any. Well, we just harvested potatoes. So let's go and take these indoors and show Simon what I've just got out of our garden. I'm really happy with those. There's quite a lot there, quite heavy. So let's go and take those in, and then we'll bring some flowers around here to put in around the pond still. I've still got a load of flowers that I want to get in there, and I'm going to go and get the courgettes and put them in there. So that's what we're going to do. These are beautiful flowers. Look at those. Look at those. Look at those potato flowers. Right, so here on the 18th of June, and it is raining. We've had a massive thunderstorm this afternoon, and I've literally just come out. Me and Simon just came out. He just moved a few logs and bits of slate to put around the trees that I wanted to show you, but I can't show you them now because it's pouring down with rain. So I've come in the polytunnel, and I'm just going to plant in my tomatoes that are over here. I just hope I've got my, oh, I haven't got it. I haven't got my, oh yeah, it's here. Yeah, so I've got my trowel, and instead of using the compost I was going to go get round the other side, I'm just going to put a handful of bloodfish and bone in with my tomatoes, and I'm just going to get them planted, because while it's raining, it's stopping now, I've got to harvest some more peas as well. Still haven't processed my peas. I've got to do them when I go in. Oh, there's a couple of strawberries there to get off of there. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is just put in my tomatoes. I've decided. And in fact, I will turn the camera around and you can watch. Why not? I'm going to put my tomatoes in this bed here. I might have to water it a bit first. I'll just test to see how deep down. I wanted to put another layer of compost on over the top, but I've got to go all the way around the other side and get it. And I really can't be bothered right now, so I'm just going to put in some bloodfish and bone with the tomatoes, and then I will put some more compost on another day when I go around the other side and get some in a bucket. Yeah, and also I'm going to take out the alyssum in here and maybe split up the celery because that also needs doing. But first of all, I think we'll tackle the tomato plants. So that's what we're going to do. So you can watch if you like. If you don't want to watch, just turn off now. Okay. Right. So cucumbers. I'll get in lots of flowers on. So I think what I'm going to do is take the flowers off of the bottom of the cucumbers, because we're trying to encourage the plants to grow up these strings, and we don't want them to put too much energy into making too many cucumbers too quickly. So let me see, let me take them off. Yeah, we're just going to take some of them off, like so. And that should encourage more growth upwards. I know it seems rather cruel, but we've got to do it. So that's what we're going to do. We're taking off the lower ones. I've got any on yet. Right, that give it the oomph to grow. That's what we want. Not stay short. Sorry, that might seem a bit cruel, but I think you have to do it because sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind. Right. And I found last year I'd rather have a few really good cucumbers than hundreds of really crappy ones, so that's what I'm doing. So as I'm doing this sort of gardening malarkey, I'm finding that you have to be quite ruthless a lot of the time. So we're going to go around here. Well, I'll go around that way so you can see me putting the plants in, hopefully. What did I just do with my hand trowel? Put it. I can't see it. I'll just have it. I'll just touch it. Maybe it's a safe job. God. I'm going mental. I'm saving hands now. There! Oh my god, seriously? Sorry, I've chopped my head off. Let me just move that up a bit. You can see my head. I still think you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Okay. And that's some nice marigolds. They're very big. Let's have a look how many plants we've got in here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 tomatoes in there. I'll try not to break them. These are the Pomodoro tomatoes, so they're the little cherry ones that I absolutely love. So let's get them in. soil is nice and moist underneath. I'm just putting a bit of blackberries and bone. Looks like I might need to order some more. In they go. I don't think with these ones you have to take out the stalks, if I remember rightly. But you can just leave these cherry tomatoes. I don't think you have to fiddle around with them. We'll see. I'll look it up. Tomatoes in there. Might put the pepper in and at the back. There's actually 2 peppers there. We've got 5 tomatoes, 1 sweet pepper in there. So I was reading about this one. So this leaf curl is because this is stressed and that is as dry as a bone. I'm going to have to put this one outside in the rain. In fact, all of these, I'm just going to pop them out the door in the rain so they can get watered without me tripping over everything. Tomatoes left. Well, I'm going to have to do some watering now because some of these plants are quite dry and I need a bit of water. I'm going to do these down here. So with these, I definitely don't think these thyme or this borage is going to grow. We'll put on these cumin and we'll get rid of this, I think, because they're not going to grow. So we'll just narrow it down even more, shall we? So we'll just tip it out the soil and we'll sow some different seeds. We're just going to take you on a tour around the polytunnel just to see how our seeds are doing on the table. Sorry about the noise. Very noisy in here. Right, I'll just go and put these over there. Definitely don't like that soil. Don't like it. I don't like it, but I know what the soil is. I don't like it. Right, I've got so much stuff to put away, so many pots to put away over there. I think I definitely need to water some of these things. So I'll go around and sweep these tables and I'll water everything and make it tidy, but I can't put the pots away today because they're in. I haven't got the key to the garage to put them all away. Anyway, let's just do a quick tour of the polytunnel. What I've decided to do is a quick tour of the polytunnel, what I've just put in, and just what's progressing right now. Chrysanthemums are all growing. I wanted to get them out of here. Oh, there's not enough hours. I haven't got enough energy to do everything every day. I just run out of energy. And I have to just stop. Oh, I just noticed something that's just come up though. I'll just show you. Hold on a minute. Let's just put this lovely little tomato outside with the others. Oh, right there, on there. Right, let's just do a bit of maintenance in here. Doing that. Anyway, so we need to get these in. So we mustn't mistake this for grass. So it's just going to be really hard not to mistake this for grass when I pop it in over by the pond. But I mustn't mistake it for grass and pull it out accidentally. So we're going to water our beetroot, which are looking alright actually. They probably could be alright today. This basil here, no, it's dying. The rocket is looking fine. We need to harvest some. All these are getting really big. This is not doing as well as I thought it would. I'm sure it's bolting, but we could just cut these off like you would have broccoli heads, I suppose, cauliflower heads. It's not growing the way it's supposed to. I'm sure it's supposed to be a short stout plant and looking more like a purple sprouting broccoli at the minute. Oh, just banged my head on the camera thing. I've just put all my hanging baskets together in a clump and moved that one right down there so that I could actually get down to that bed without banging my head. And then I'll bang my head anyway. Anyway, we've got loads of lettuce. I need to harvest some more of that tomorrow. Beetroot is growing well in here now. The alyssum is done, so I'm going to pull out the alyssum and then we're going to split up the celery. So that's what we can do there. Look at the nasturtiums. Ah, so beautiful. I've got to take some photos after. That's such a sea of wonderfulness. Over here, strawberries. Not sure if we got any. I'm not expecting to get any because they are not growing very well. And I think we got a little mouse, field mouse comes in here, eats the strawberries. Oh, there's one there. I don't know if that one's any good. Well, that one's alright. Yeah, so as you can see, my strawberries aren't doing that well this year. I've done better than previous years. So you need to take the runners and get rid of the old plants and get new plants like what are over the other side, because they do run out of energy. And even though I've given them bloodfish and bone, they're still running out of energy. Anyway, let's eat these few, and they're just dropping off. They keep dropping off. All the strawberries keep dropping off. Oh, I don't think there's any there. I think the little mousies had some. Yeah, they're not really doing that well. See, that's come off right outside. I've had more strawberries over the other side this year. I swear there were strawberries all along here. Look, they're going mouldy. They're not happy. Yeah, I think these strawberries, we're going to redo the strawberries. I need to harvest some chives. Yeah, they're definitely not doing as well as I don't think I'm going to get a jar of jam this year. And last year and the previous year, I've had really good strawberries, so I actually think they've come to their end. I don't think they've got any energy left in them. Anyway, we'll take these ones in. That one needs whitening off a bit, and we'll grab the ones from the other side. Let's just take a quick look here. The borage needs to come out. Got to get it out tomorrow. Let's pull out these stinging nettles. Yeah. Oh, it's all looking good though. We've got a load more peas. The more you cut the peas, the more they keep giving. They're never ending giving peas. I've got so many peas indoors. I better cut this one off. This is way too big. Getting really big. Look at them. So I'll cut them all off. This lettuce is growing now. Look at that. What I put in here the other day. The Mizuna, we need to put more Zuna in, because this Mizuna's going over now. Starting to flower, look. That means it's starting to go. We need to harvest some more sage. Right, over here, look, ping pong. Aha! So this ping pong looks amazing. I haven't got a picture of it. I'm going to show you a picture of it. It looks amazing. It is for round the pond, this is. Here we have our cosmos looking good. We have some lupins coming up, look. And some lobelia starting. Not sure what's in there. Remember, I couldn't remember. In there is some more cosmos. This oregano is not doing anything. But these micro greens are. So this is the lemon micro basil, and this is the beetroot. And then we've got our Swan River daisies. We've got a few, so we're going to make the most of those and put them in the wall. We'll take them round. And then we've got some nice snow in summers growing really well. Our melons are doing exceptionally well now, except for this one that doesn't seem to want to grow anymore. But the others are all growing. The fennels, not the fennel, the asparagus is growing really well. The violas, I'm really impressed with those now. Growing really big. And the salvia. So we've got a few of those, that's good. Well, it looks like there's one there, might be coming up. These I still find really weird, that we got the nemesia that didn't germinate down this end. Very odd. And stock. Why is it gone all blotchy like that? That needs to go in the garden, as do these. These have gone all blotchy too. The long radish. Creeping Thyme's looking alright, but not water anymore. Looks really wet. Tuscany salad's starting to come up. And this is year-round lettuce. Nothing there. These, what are these? Oh, the gypsophilia. We need to get that in the garden now. We're growing a pot of weeds. They're growing well. And our little chrysanthemum is growing well. This rocket is not growing too well now. It started off really well, but now it's not. Doesn't look as good as when it first started. Yeah. So everything I've put in here, these stinging nettles need cutting down now. So general maintenance this week, I feel. Like just go round, probably take out the bull carrots. I reckon they must be done at the back. Yeah, I think some of these strawberries are a lot better. We'll just take them off and we'll let them ripen. Oh, there's another one back there somewhere. Oh, it's only tiny. Anyway, I think that's it for the strawberries. We've not got many strawberries this year. Really disappointed. But, oopsie, just kicked the bucket. Literally. Anyway. So, we got not many strawberries this year, so I'm very disappointed. But I had a feeling that was going to happen. But never mind, we got a few, but not enough to make a pot of jam. I'll have to stick to buying a few strawberries and make a pot of jam. Why not? These ones are ripening. But you get like little mices coming here. Squirrel comes in here sometimes. So, you know, never mind, it doesn't matter. We'll survive. We just have to buy some strawberries, don't we? They're all rotting off. Maybe I watered them too much as well. Never mind, let's not worry. Let's just take some photos of these beautiful flowers here, shall we?